All right, guys. Wood smoker built. Other than I'm gonna do some skids underneath the legs. I just threw some paint on it. Got the firebricks. Firebricks instead of sand this time. Choke. I did. I mean, it holds up by itself, but if you get to working or something and scraping, I didn't want it to fall down on you, so put a chain on it. I ran that. And I done the rebar, bent the rebar so it would not be sheet metal holding it back. So all the grates, I done the second shelf on chain so we can pull it in and out. Done this little cover. That's why I run the pipe up in there the way I did, so it wouldn't be grease falling down in my fire pit. And then that cover will just keep it like that. And I got a water tray if I want to put a water tray down in it, add moisture to it. But I don't think it'll need it. But all in all, pretty sweet wood smoker. Got all my supplies together. Gonna build a nice wood smoker. I'm gonna build it like a double barrel kit. I got these on eBay here. Found some old racks at the junkyard. Got some cheap barrels. And I'll show you how I'm gonna build them. First thing you're gonna do, well, I bought these barrels that had the band like that, so if I wanna get in there and clean it out versus just having your door hole. But I've done the barrel stoves as a wood heat in my shop before, and I just wanted to do it this way. But anyway, you're gonna wanna start, what I like to do is get my legs on, get them good and straight, get them mounted before you do your door, so that way you put your door square. And then you'll do the same thing with adding your adapter once you get it set up square. And open both barrels to see what I want. And thank the Lord I did. I'm gonna use this one on top of the smoker one, get it sealed up really good, and then do this one as my burning barrel. No paint or nothing in it. All right, what you're gonna wanna do, there's a million ways to skin a cat, but the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna scotch this back here. You don't have a regular like that, just a piece of wood and tape. Once you get them where you want them like that, you know, you can either tape measure it or mark it with whatever. I'm just gonna mark it with a drill bit. That way I can get one started. Quarter-inch bit, 10mm socket with this, and a Philp screwdriver. Now, do the same thing here. Now it's going to be easier to line this hole up like that. Drill this one. Tape measure, just straight however you want to do it. Another trick, if you don't have an extra hand, get you some silicone, put it on the screw, push it up in there, and that'll hold it until you can get the thread started. dry fitting my top one how I want to, but if you see, they ain't perfect the way they're made anyway. So you have to suck some of it up with your screws. So you just pull center and get it to where you want. Like I said, that's just dry laid on there. You're gonna see how I wanted it to look. And you're gonna have your stack that's gonna tie them both together. You're gonna need an adapter for the piece like it right there. Alright guys. I never did pay attention till now. My barrels are different. So the rib fell where I don't want it to be. But I changed my mind anyway. Instead of using the 2 adapters that this would be, I'm thinking I'm gonna blow a hole in it with my plasma cutter, cut this to where it sits up into the top barrel, so it creates a dam, so grease ain't falling down in my bottom barrel. So then I'm gonna cut this one to slide down in there, just tack it up, and then you can buy some of the gasket to put around it, or you can weld it all the way up if you want. Then I don't want to come no lower than center to start my lid, cut it level. I'm gonna make my patch back here. And I'm gonna blow this hole out back here too. So I blew that hole, get that in there so I can trace that bottom one. Then I'll slide it down in there and then cut the pipe to length on the inside, tack it up, and then seal it up. And I've cut my exhaust hole already. First, I'm fixing to build my little bands. I'm gonna cut them. If you don't have a grinder, most people got a steel saw, and them steel demon diablo blades, fire, cut sheet metal like butter. It cut up 1/4 inch steel like butter. But I'm fixing to make a band around this to go around this. Another option you got is buy a 3rd barrel, cut you a bigger lid out, and match it up. But I'm fixing to cut these up. Alright guys, most people don't have a little brake. I built this out of some old scrap, but what I'm going to do is take this pieces of sheet metal. I stack 2 of them together because I want my top and bottom, but I'm going to bend it to the contour of them humps so it'll lay nice and flat. You can bend it with, depending on your sheet metal, you can bend it with a pair of hand brakes, or just buy an extra barrel when you're buying your barrels to cut a bigger lid. That'd really be ideal. I didn't think of it when I did it. Not gonna want to overdo it. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to tack up my from the bottom after I've clamped it. Gonna flip it, tack it, weld her up. Do the same thing on top and bottom. Alright guys, I'd get all your lines lined up after you welded it up, do any bending that you need to do, but I wanted to tack my hinges where I want it before I do my band here. That way I got it, because you know, as you're welding it, if you weld any, if you don't just stitch it here or there, you'll get a little bit of warpage, but it's just a smoker, so I wasn't worried about being perfect. I'm gonna spray paint it anyway. Yep, and then I'm gonna stretch my bands, clean it up like that. Piece of metal. I'm gonna start curving it, grind them down, clean it up before I weld it. Alright guys, what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to bring my grates up, but I put a level in here, laid them in here level, made me some. Alright guys, what I've done is bent me some rebar. This is what my racks is gonna sit on from both sides. If you don't have a bender, you can cut it and weld it on however you want to do it. You can do it. I was going to do sheet metal, but I like this because this won't hold nothing in your way. Yeah, boy. Alright, son. Made this. You can pull it in and out. Hanging by chains. Put a little chain lock on it so it wouldn't just tip over when you didn't want it to. Should cut this with a saw or something. I did it with a plasma cutter, but it is a wood smoker, boy. Yes, sir. I'm gonna clean all this up. I'm gonna get fiberglass seal to run around it. Like that right there. It's too big. It's not really made for this, but yep, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I gotta make my cover for this yet, and then clean it all out and run some wire through it.